Well, hello and welcome to Box Office Chat, where we, of course, discuss the top 10 films within the United Kingdom's box office. This is for the weekend, 14th to 16th of December 2018, Stephen, and we've got a new comer at number 1.
Yeah, it's Aquaman, John, and its first week, as you said, 5.2 million over the weekend.
Yes.
Both of us went to see this, of course.
We did, yeah.
What was your thoughts on the movie itself?
Well, I thought it was very enjoyable, Stephen. Slightly dragged just a little bit too much. I thought it was maybe about 20 minutes or too long. I think they could have nailed this one down to the 2-hour mark and it wouldn't have negated the quality of the film any. But all in all, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a return to form for DC. I thoroughly enjoyed Jason Momoa's performance as Aquaman. I thought he was outstanding and he was supported with a really good cast around about him, the likes of William Dafoe, Dolph Lundgren,
Nicole Kidman.
Patrick Wilson and the girl who plays Mira, I can't remember her name. But a whole host of interesting characters, really big bombastic visuals. Didn't really like that intro, the flashback of Nicole Kidman's younger character. I thought the CG was a little bit, just when she was taking out those Atlantean sort of a guards. It was a little bit meh, it just didn't quite feel right, but it improved as the film went on, and I thought, considering the complexity of also the visuals underwater, I thought James Wan and the visual effects team done a really good job, but that'd be my slight niggle, just a little bit too long. But look, that's a strong opening weekend in the United Kingdom. Its total worldwide box office performance, $748.7 million. I don't know what the production budget is, but you would imagine it would be rather large. But it's got to be on its way to making a healthy profit. So that's off to James Wan, Jason Momoa and everybody at DC for getting things back on track, steadying the ship, hopefully.
I mean, I remember when it was announced that they were going to be doing this film as their next one, John, and a lot of people did say, and I think quite rightly so at that point, when DC were in a bit of a mess, Jason Momoa will carry this movie. He does to a large degree, but I think you're right. I think most of the visuals are quite good to look at. I think the storyline as well. I think it's something, I think one of our writers described it as it's the story of King Arthur. Essentially it is,
Return of the Prodigal Son.
But Jason Momoa was fantastic, as we expected, but I thought his supporting cast as well. I thought, the antagonist, what's his name?
Black Manta?
There
was several antagonists in there. You had Black Manta, you also had
Black Manta as a villain was terrific, but the costume itself was a little bit... I described it as the Rocky IV robot. It was those big bug eyes, but but taken away from that, I thought it was a good antagonist. It was also good. The de-aging thing as well kind of bugged me at the start.
William Dafoe's one was good. I enjoyed his one. Also when he's training a young, I forget his bloody name, Stephen. Arthur, what's his name? Arthur anyway. But
Arthur Askey.
Arthur, that's him. When he's training him on the beach, I liked William Dafoe de-aging. Just something about that opening shot.
Tamila Morrison's was quite good as well.
Yeah, it was not too bad, To be fair, Nicole Kidman was okay too. It didn't take me out of the film. It wasn't so much the de-aging, Stephen, it was more just the movements when she was taking out the guns.
I think Nicole Kidman, though, because she's a good, she looks good for her age, her current
not much
age,
work needing done,
so there's not a lot of work needing done, and you can tell in those. I think the bit that really struck out for me was when she was looking through the fish tank in the lighthouse. I felt it just looked a little bit too porcelain looking, but apart from that, I thought it did a good job. As you said,
Amber Heard's that.
That is her name,
played Mira.
I felt the story did drag on a little bit near the end. I think the last maybe 15-20 minutes just dragged on a little bit too much. I felt they'd already made their point for the finale, but it just dragged on it a little bit. But apart from that, I think you're right. I think it's worthy to be up there with the likes of Wonder Woman and the Man of Steel.
Absolutely.
I think it is a return to form for DC, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring in, future releases. But I was satisfied enough. I can see why it's at number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. It was always going to be at number 1 anyway, Stephen. This is the big blockbuster release at this time of the year. Certainly we'll have Mary Poppins Returns probably popping up next weekend, who knows. But the next film is The Grinch at number 2. No surprise, this is slightly behind as ever this show. So we're really leading up into Christmas with this one. And it's no surprise to see that's in there, the Dr. Seuss classic Christmas story. It's grossed another £1.7 million during this weekend's performance, taking its total gross to £22.1 million in the United Kingdom, 6 weeks out, and it's still hanging in strong there in the top 10. So I enjoyed this film. I thought it was good. Didn't do anything dramatic, it just retold the classic story for a different generation in a different form. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch was pretty good. as the Grinch. He's got very dulcet tones, very distinctive voice. I liked his relationship with the little dog, and obviously everyone that's seen the Grinch, any Grinch in any form, the cartoon, the live action one starring Jim Carrey in the early 2000s, they'll know the story. This is a guy who had a bit of tragedy around about Christmas, and he really has to try and get over it and re-immerse himself in the town of Whoville down below. He's very much an ostracised figure at the beginning, but he redeems himself. I
think although it has been released for this sort of period in time, the Christmas release, I think it's going to hang in there for a few weeks more anyway, John. I think it's a good production. As you said, it's a classic tale that reaches out to all generations and all age groups as well. We've got to remember that. Certainly when we went to see it, I felt it was a family affair. It wasn't just the kids that were enjoying it. You know, there was a lot of humour in there for the adults to appreciate as well. But we'll move on to number 3 this week. It's Ralph Breaks the Internet in its 3rd week, and that's grossed 1.4 million over the weekend. Overall, 9.4 million.
Yeah, it's very good. It's a very good performance for it. I thought a very good film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a worthy sequel to obviously Wreck-It Ralph, I should say. I thought John C. Reilly and what's her name? I've got her name, Sarah Silverman. I thought those two were really good. They were also the primary protagonists as Ralph and Vanellope. It was really intriguing. They dived into also the darker side of the internet and just the pitfalls that can befall anybody that's going on it. Just that almost android-like little avatars they had running around in the virtual internet world. That's basically a satirical look at just the effects of the internet itself, how it turns people into obviously motionless androids in the real world. They're not looking at their families, they're not connecting with the real world and talking to people like they did back in the day. So I thought it done a great job of exploring those themes underneath the nice superficial stuff, which was also aimed at the younger demographic. Really enjoyed it, really enjoyed the performances, enjoyed the story, enjoyed the visuals, and I'm not surprised to see it's doing it very well at the box office. It's worldwide box office performance, incidentally, now sitting at £350 million off of a $175 million budget. I should say $350 million, not pounds. So it's doing okay. It's not tearing it up by any means. It's made maybe a sliver of a profit when you take into account the cuts from for theatres and also promotion. But I enjoyed it, and I'm glad to see it's doing okay here.
I thought it was a good sequel. I thought it was a fitting sequel. I think it's came maybe a few years too late though. I think it's 6 years since the last one.
Yeah, not quite as long as Incredibles.
No, certainly not.
but it is a long time. It's pushing it.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting sequel, and as you said, it's got a great cast as well. So
absolutely.
We'll move on to number 4 this week, John. In its first week, it's 1.2 million. In its first weekend, obviously overall as well. It's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now this is another film that you and I have both seen.
Oh yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I went in with quite low expectations because I shouldn't really, because it's an animation, because as you know I've been kind of keeping up with the DC universe and the animation world. Marvel, I'm not too familiar with. What I have read, they're not as good at doing the animated films as well as the DC ones, which they kind of flip on the live action ones from both studios. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. It took me by surprise, blown me away. Actually, it's one of the best Spider-Man films that I've seen. In the last 15 years or so. I thought the direction they took it in, also the animation styles as well, all blending together and working. That was one of my concerns. Certainly, about an hour in, it totally kind of derailed me a little bit in regards to Spider-Man and the rest of them. But
and the anime Spider-Man.
It worked though, didn't it? And it's just a great film. I was quite content with it just being a Peter Parker, Miles Morales story, but when you add all these other characters in, it really opens up the world and possibilities for other films as well. So.
And they had a part to play though. It was very intelligent, the way they manoeuvred all these different iterations of Spider-Man into the film. And also they came in and essentially acted as multi-mentor figures for the Miles Morales character, who's been thrust into this role that you didn't envisage he was going to be in. Also, he's just spray painting graffiti with his uncle, played by the fantastic Mahershala Ali, and he's bitten by a spider. So it was intriguing seeing this young guy getting thrust in, very cocky guy anyway, but kind of gets his confidence knocked to a degree when he gets bitten with the spider and he's trying to adjust to this new role, and he has all these different Peter Parkers and Spider-Man iterations coming in to help him out. I like the Peter B. Parker one. I can't remember who played him. I know Chris, I forget his bloody name at the moment, Stephen, he played Robert the Bruce, Chris Pine. He played Peter Parker, the obviously the Peter Parker that gets killed by Kingpin at the beginning.
Yeah,
but
Jake Johnson that played.
Jake Johnson played Peter B. Parker. I thought he was really good. He was also down in his luck in this alternate universe. He's a little bit fat, a little bit porky.
I laughed at that,
yeah. And so seeing all these different versions, it was really cool. Seeing the mixture of visuals, it was a real visual masterpiece. I mean, we often spout that out about a lot of films, but this one, I think it's probably the most stunning animated film I've seen in a number of years. And reading into the process and how the filmmakers really managed to band it together, I think you says it was 180 people involved in the visual side of this film, and just discovering how they pieced it all together, giving them collective freedom. I think they says they made 5 or 6 different versions of the film, and just the way it all came together, it was absolutely stunning. The mixture of the noir Spider-Man and the anime Spider-Man, Spider-Ham, I liked that That's All Folks little thing at the end.
Yeah, it was quite clever.
I thought it was really unique the way they did it. I says to you at one point, I thought it was maybe a sort of a Scanner Darkly setup where it was live action mixed in with maybe CG being put on top of real people, but no, it was all animated, and it was filmed with a sort of live action camera style, and it was really, really cool. I liked the story. I liked the villain of Kingpin also trying to get back and get his family who were taken from him. So all in all, really, really enjoyable story, and I think this may be Sony manoeuvring the Miles Morales character in to their Spider-Verse, maybe getting people to adjust to the concept of a different person being Spider-Man, who's not, people that are not comic book geeks, and they'll allow Peter Parker to remain in the MCU while they thrust this new Miles Morales character into this Spider-Verse with Tom Hardy and Venom and stuff, and obviously the bloody vampire character, I can't remember the moment, played by Jared Leto. So I mean,
it's food for thought, John. It certainly does open up those doors to introduce Miles Morales as a workable character. It's certainly one that was always in the back of my mind. Kevin, our fellow movie burner, he told me all about the story of Miles Morales, and I said at the time I'd love to see this as live action. This isn't live action, obviously, it's animation, but I think it is a good way of conditioning your usual audience, comic book fans, into accepting this alternative version of Peter Parker, if you like. But I hope that the character Miles Morales actually goes off and does his own thing, and people don't compare them to Peter Parker, you know. But
what a wide performance, though, $213.2 million. I mean, that's pretty damn good off of a $90 million budget. Can see this thing growing arms and legs and really becoming a very successful film, and it deserves to be because it was absolutely outstanding. But we'll move on, Steve, to number 5, which is another film that we've both seen and really enjoyed, Creed 2. This has grossed another £749,000 at the weekend, taking its total gross in the United Kingdom to £7.4 million after 3 weeks. This is obviously the second Creed film, the spin-off or the sequel to the original Michael B. Jordan film, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was outstanding. I liked the way that they organically fitted in this Ivan Drago, Victor Drago pairing into the story, and the way that those two obviously faced off with Adonis Creed and also the Rocky Balboa character. Very intriguing story at quiet moments, which it really delved into, which you're not accustomed to seeing in a Rocky film or the Rocky franchise in general. The relationship between Adonis Creed and his partner, played by Tessa Thompson, I can't remember her name, I never do. Loved those two playing off. All in all, really nice film, classic sports film, a pretty predictable Rocky sort of a development, but they'd done just enough in there, they changed up just enough things to make it feel fresh, and I really enjoyed the performances, and I'm glad to see it's doing well.
Yeah, Bianca, that was her name.
Bianca, there you go.
Tessa Thompson's fantastic.
She is absolutely outstanding.
I think I did her a bit of an injustice the other week there by comparing her to the Adrian character of the Rocky franchise. I think she's a little bit more than that. That's not any slant on Talia Shire, who did a wonderful job with that character, but I think it was Philip, a writer, that wrote the review.
It was,
I think he nailed it by saying this is Creed's version of Rocky 2. I think it did have a lot of that, the sort of normal stuff that we all go through with relationships, families, babies, all that kind of thing. There was a bit of boxing at the beginning and obviously at the very end, but in that bit in the middle it was very drama based.
Very quiet and very personal, focusing in on Adonis Creed, his struggles trying to live up to his father's name, also the struggles with the young child being born deaf, and then you've got Rocky as well having his struggles, trying to come to terms with the fact that his time's up and he's going to have to reconnect with his estranged son. So
the big question is though, John, if they do another Creed movie, I don't think Sylvester Stallone's going to take any partners.
No.
at the moment anyway.
Yeah, at the end,
do you think Ryan Coogler will come back in, or do you think Stephen Capel Jr. will continue on the franchise?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not too sure, Stephen. I wouldn't have any issues with Stephen Capel Jr. coming back.
Wouldn't.
Ryan Coogler is a very busy man these days. Obviously, he's been confirmed that he's going to be coming back and doing Black Panther 2, writing it and directing it, so I think he's got his hands full. But look, I don't envisage this being another sequel to this being one that's going to come anytime soon. It may be 5-6 years down the road, so there's a potential that Ryan Coogler could come back, and I have no issues with that. $140.4 million, incidentally, it's grossed worldwide, off of $50 million. It's not outstanding by any means, but it's good enough. I mean, I think it's just about sneaked a profit. But we'll move on to the 6th film in this week's top 10, and it's Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. This is obviously the second iteration of the sort of a prequel Harry Potter universe, and this one has grossed £700,000 this weekend, taking its total gross. It's down 52.8%, so it's starting to drop, but its total gross is now sitting at £46.59 million in the United Kingdom. That is a fantastic performance for a film which is essentially a connective film, Stephen. It's not doing anything outlandish.
No.
It's not shaking up the earth by any means. It's not doing anything with the characters. It's just essentially dropping in some new characters with the ones that we liked, that were beloved from the original Fantastic Beasts film, showing us that, look, this is their parts in this film, this is what they're going to do going forward, and then it'll then go and do maybe and hopefully better things in future Fantastic Beasts films with Grindelwald, that dynamic between him and Dumbledore, with Newt Scamander and Kowalski and Credence Barebones, who's now been revealed to be potentially Albus Dumbledore's brother, but I don't think he is. I think he's going to be a nephew figure who's going to be linked to the tragic sister character. But I liked this film, I thought it was fine. I've not been to see it again, I've only seen it once. It was a connective film, it was okay, it had great visual moments, and I thought Johnny Depp was pretty outstanding as the villainous Grindelwald, although he didn't have quite as much to do as I would have liked him to have had. But people were slagging this film off, saying it was going to flop, Stephen. I don't think it's going to flop. I've not looked at the worldwide performance. I will look into that. Well,
listen, firstly,
you've not seen it, I don't think.
No, I've not seen it, John, but firstly, I have read the reviews. I certainly read one of our writers' review on the movie as well. And in regards to the sort of, I don't want to say backlash, because I don't think there's been
no, it was just essentially.
I think there is an acceptance that this movie wasn't going to be groundbreaking. It was going to really bridge that first movie and bridge I think it's 3, 4, 5 coming up in the next few years. So that's served its purpose, and I think most of the fan base, the Harry Potter fan base, and certainly the Fantastic Beasts fan base are probably the same thing anyway, but I think they've accepted what this movie essentially was made for. It's really just open it up. You've got your introduction with the first movie. This movie is the one that's going to open up the other sequels that are going to come to I think the next few years anyway.
Hopefully.
So listen, I don't think David Yates is going to be losing any sleep, because he's certainly got a model in place for this story. You know,
Stephen, it's grossed $627 million worldwide off of a $200 million budget. This has made a profit. So hats off to David Yates, hats off to everybody involved. I like the characters, I like what they're doing with it, and I cannot wait to see them maybe doing something better with individual story arcs going forward in this franchise. But we'll move on, Stephen, to number 7, and it's Bohemian Rhapsody. It's grossed another £534,000 this weekend, taking its total gross now to another. Actually, Stephen, I've made a mistake there. Fantastic Beasts was £30 million pounds in the United Kingdom. It's Bohemian Rhapsody, it's £46 million. Fantastic Beasts has still done well at 30 million, but Bohemian Rhapsody has done much better at £46 million. So apologies for that, but look, we both enjoyed this, we've both seen this, and we know that musical films do very well in the United Kingdom, so £46 million for a musical film is outstanding. Not surprising though, considering the band that it's obviously about, Queen.
It's also been out 3 weeks more than Fantastic Beasts as well.
I don't think Fantastic Beasts is going to hit £46 million.
I don't think so, but my experience of the movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it because of the music. Not a big Queen fan. I think I've said this many times on our audio shows as well, that I think it was really just the Queen's greatest hits that were going to be bandied out with this movie. I think obviously with involvement of the surviving members of the band as well, it was going to go down that road. It wasn't really going to dive right much into Freddie Mercury's personal life that much. It was really going to just skim the surface, because I think most people know the story of Freddie Mercury anyway, that's a fan of Queen anyway. If you want to go and look at you know, the more personal sort of levelled stories of Freddie Mercury. There's plenty of documentaries on YouTube anyway. This was a celebration more than anything. I got it. I think most Queen fans got it as well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. As an audience member who's not a big Queen fan, I got something out of it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's not going to do the Queen, you know, back catalogue any harm either.
Absolutely not. $700 million worldwide, $50 million production budget, so massive profit. So hats off to everyone involved there, including Rami Malek, who was outstanding. We'll move on though to number 8, Stephen. This is not quite as well done, not doing quite as well. It's Free Solo. It's grossed £308,000 at the weekend, taking its worldwide total It's grossed £387,000, taking its total gross to £387,000. It's only been out one weekend, and it will only have one weekend. I think it is. Is it an Indian release, Stephen?
It's. I'm not really sure, John.
What is it?
It's just a documentary, and the synopsis follows Alex Honnold as he becomes the first person to ever free solo climb Yosemite. Is it 300 feet high El Capitan wall with no ropes or safety gear. He completed arguably the greatest feat in rock climbing history. Now, this kind of thing does interest me. I do like this kind of story about all against the odds and stuff like that. Certainly I'm not really familiar with the cast here. It's a documentary, so it's going to be based on real people. The director as well, Jimmy Chin, I don't really know. I always called Jimmy Hill Jimmy Chin for some reason. I don't know why. So that just popped in my head there.
You had a massive chin, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean it's only in selected theatres as well. Certainly in Glasgow, it's only in one theatre, so it's not really got a big
57 theatres total.
Spread. Yeah,
so very impressive.
But 8.6 out of 10 on IMDb. It's certainly, I like my documentaries, so it's certainly something that I don't think I'd go to the cinema to get on the road. Certainly it's only one cinema. I think it might be the film theatre here in Glasgow it might be released on, but certainly this is one that if I picked it up on, say, Netflix or something, I certainly would give it a bash, because it's quite, I do like these kind of against the odds documentaries. Yeah,
I certainly share those sentiments, Stephen. We will move on to number 9.
Okay.
It is Mortal Engines, and this one has grossed £308,000 in its weekend, taking its total gross now to £1.3 million. I think this is a Peter Jackson release, Stephen. I think we were discussing this. I'm sure
I think he's one of the producers. It is directed by Christian Rivers, John, and it's Mortal Engines, as you said. It's writers stood out to me right away. That's how I knew it was a Peter Jackson related. Fran Walsh, as we know, was a big player in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit, and Philippa Boyens as well, who wrote the screenplay for this film. We don't really want to get right into this because this is going to be appearing on our blog rundown shortly. But it stars Hera Hilmer, Robert Sheehan, and Hugo Weaving's in there. He's one of Jackson's go-tos, So, and the film it's a post-apocalyptic world where cities ride on wheels and consume each other to survive. Two people meet in London and try to stop a conspiracy. So it's quite intriguing. It's
a very intriguing concept. I recall the trailer, and Peter Jackson was actually narrating the trailer and telling everybody what it was about. So very intriguing indeed. It's doing well. It's not tearing it up by any means. So £1.3 million, but I would expect this to maybe edge its way into the top 10 next week as well, obviously with Free Solo maybe dropping down. Being a documentary, not an Indian release, but documentary. We'll move on swiftly, Stephen, on that note, to the final film in this week's top 10 of the box office, and it is Once Upon a Deadpool. Of course, the Deadpool 2 PG release for Christmas. It has grossed another £260,000 this weekend, taking its opening gross to £260,000. They're also classing this as a completely separate release. It isn't, it's Deadpool 2. It's added another £260,000 onto Deadpool 2's grossing, which I don't have on me right now. But I didn't go and see it. I said I was going to go and see it, Stephen. I didn't, and that's purely because I've been a busy boy and I've had other things to go and see. But I hope it was good. But I don't want to see this being a sign of the times and maybe Disney getting their claws in and changing the
I still don't get the point of it, I've got to be honest with you. I love the trailer. We did a trailer reaction first and I loved that, which is always a separate thing because it's Deadpool trailers are they're a little bit unique because they don't really do a proper trailer. It's more of a sort of a mock trailer. In regards to this release, I still don't get the point of it. I don't know if the point of it was Fox Studios are trying to make a point that you can't make a Deadpool film the proper way with, Disneyfying it or whatever you call it.
Could be.
But it's entered the top 10 again, so who knows? I think
it's Ryan Reynolds, Steve.
I think as well a lot of Deadpool fans will be quite curious to see how this film was cut. as well. So I think that's one of the reasons it's in the top 10.
Give me the R-rated version any day, Stephen.
Certainly.
I don't want Disney getting a claws into it. But look, that brings us to the end of this week's episode of Box Office Chat, where we do break down top 10 films within the United Kingdom's box office. If you've enjoyed this video, then remember, do hit that subscribe button, like, maybe comment below, and we will be back tomorrow with Movie Burner News.